Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and also you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations. That may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line, your lineage, goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, and Seminole Indian, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, with another lesson. And there's going to be a continuation from the video I did last night. I was interrupted, so I had to cut the video short, but here we are back with part 2. You know, in part 1, we went into that nuclear weaponry that Russia has, that Sarmat-2, which is the Sarmat hypersonic missile, which they call it the Satan 2 missile. You know, we went into Joel 2 to show you that when these missiles are shot off, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop them. And you have to understand that these weapons have been prophesied all throughout the scriptures, man. You see? All throughout the scriptures. Matter of fact, what we're going to do, I want to start here in Revelation. Let me see. Let me see what I'll do. Hurt. And that's Revelation 9. Yep, Revelation 9. Lucky. So this is Revelation 9. And we'll start here at verse 15. It says, "And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men." And those angels that are going to be loosed are the same angels who are holding back this destruction from coming. The same angels that you read about in the book of Revelation 7 that were told to don't destroy anything until the servants of the Most High are sealed in their foreheads, receiving that Thawah, which goes into the 144,000 and the great multitude being sealed for salvation. The destruction can't come until that sealing takes place. Now, what we're reading right here in Revelation 9 is the elect has been sealed, and now these angels who are holding back that destruction, they're being loosed to execute the Most High's judgment, which is to what? To slay the third part of men, which is talking about the Edomites, because this is Esau's judgment coming upon them. So when you go back to Genesis, there are three classifications of men on earth. Is the sons of God, which that's who we are, the Israelites. You have the son of men, which are the heathen nations, and you have the sons of the wicked, which are the Edomites, which is being called the so-called white race here in these last days, right? This is their judgment coming upon them. Real quick, let's get let's see. Proverbs 3 and 33, it says, "The curse of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just." You see that? The curse of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, is in the house of the wicked. And who are the wicked, according to the Bible? Those who are ruling the earth right now. And that's who? The Edomites. They're the wicked. They're the ones who are at the head of all the major institutions in the earth, namely the Amalekites, the 1948ers. So this is a part of their curse, to be destroyed with this fire that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to pour upon them, as he has these nations fire off their nuclear weaponry, with the land of America becoming a complete desolation and the promised land being destroyed with fire as well, to be what? Rejuvenated for the Israelites, for us to go back into eventually. You see? Let's get Proverbs 16 real quick. Proverbs 16 and 4 says, Yahweh have made all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. You see that? This is what Esau was created for. This is what the so-called white race was created for. It tells you that in the book of Romans 9 that what? They are the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. And the Most High has been long-suffering to this people. You see, and allow these people to be built up to the point to where they're at now, just so he can cast them down, so his name can be magnified in the earth, just as it was when he threw down ancient Egypt and Pharaoh. You see? This is the only reason we see Esau having the type of power that he has. Just so the Most High can cast him down. And how is that going to be done when it's all said and done? It's going to be done by way of the Most High raining fire and brimstone in the form of nuclear warheads upon America, causing this place to suffer the same fate as Sodom and Gomorrah. Matter of fact, let's get this as well. This is Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 and 5, it says, For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. And that's going into what? The ICBM missiles. That's the sword of the Most High. That's what we went into in the first part, showing you that these missiles that the Most High has given Esau the knowledge to create and ultimately perfect, these things were created to destroy. This is how Esau is going to receive his punishment for all that he's done unto us, man. You see? And once these missiles are fired off, they're going to be bathed in heaven, meaning what? They're going to be shot into the upper atmosphere, you see, traveling to their destination. And it tells us what, as we continue to read on in verse 5? It shall come down upon Idumea, which are the Edomites, because this is the punishment of the third part of men. This is Esau's judgment coming upon him by way of what? By way of his own blessing, the sword, man. And it says what? And upon the people of my curse to judgment, which are who? The wicked, the Edomites, according to the Bible. You see, going all the way back to what was said in Revelation 9 and 15. We'll read it one more time. It says, And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men, which are the Edomites, namely the Edomites here in the land of America. And also in the state of Israel with the rest of the promised land. That all that's going to be burned up. It goes on to say, verse 16, And the number of the army of horsemen, it's not talking about actual horsemen, it's talking about the weapons of the Most High's indignation, which are these nuclear missiles. It tells us what, though? It says, Revelation 9 and 16, And the number of the army of horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. That goes into what? 200 million warheads. And we just went into that video yesterday off of Instagram showing you the dynamics of that Satan II missile, which each one of them can hold up to 15 warheads. Now, when you go and look up how many missiles Russia has, they tell you 4,000 and some change. But like I was saying yesterday in the first part of this series, if you understand the art of war, you never really show the fullness of your hand. You might show just a small portion of it, but you're never going to show your enemy the fullness of what you really have. So, yeah, Russia has told the public they have 4,000 missiles, but best believe they have more than that. Don't be surprised if they have double or triple that. And that goes for all the nations. They're not going to tell their enemies exactly what they have. You see, and just by being, because I thought it was only 8 it could hold. But this thing can hold up to 15 nuclear warheads in each one of these missiles. Once again, like I said in the first part, don't be surprised if Russia has a fucking missile they haven't unveiled yet that can hold up to 30 or 40 nuclear warheads. that won't be far-fetched because we know and understand that 200 million warheads are going to rain down upon America. So, you see, it's not far-fetched to believe. Now, Revelation 9:17 says, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat thereon, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone." You see? And what was he witnessing? He was witnessing, when you go into that launch sequence of a ICBM, it actually looks like when the rocket propulsion system goes off as is in the silo, it looks like the missile is engulfed in flames. You see? That's what it looks like. So John's planning that shit. They got breastplates of fire on. You see? Now it goes to say, "And the heads of the horses, which are the warheads, were as the heads of lions." Now that lets you know it's not talking about actual horses, because what horse has the head of a lion? You see? He's talking about the fierceness of it. Because you got to understand, man, that these weapons are very destructive. These warheads, especially, are some of the most are the most destructive thing that's been on the earth since its creation. So they're fierce, is terrifying. You see? Now imagine you in the wilderness and you running and you stand face to face with a lion, man. You would be in fear. So this is why John is explaining the way he's explaining it. So it goes on to say, "And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." Why? Because that's where the warhead is located. And like I said, most of these missiles hold multiple warheads. And Russia is leading the way with this Satan II that can hold up to 15. You see? And they compared it to what America has, their Minuteman or Minuteman missile, which can only hold up to 3. Do you think that's by coincidence? No, the Most High program is designed it to be that way. America is truly lacking when it comes to this technology. Yeah, they mastered it in the form of the atomic bomb. They did it first, but the Most High has put the spirit upon these Russians to take it to a new level. And then, not only that, they're putting these 15 these missiles. They're designing these missiles to have 15 warheads, and they sitting that shit on top of a hypersonic glide vehicle that can go up to Mach 25. Oh no. I think the one I saw was like it go up to Mach 27. You see, to get a missile from Russia to the U.S. in less than 15 minutes. And that falls right in line with prophecy of what? That great city Babylon being destroyed in an hour. It's not going to take long for this place to be ended. So all these things are being lined up and set into place because it's going to fulfill what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah says is going to be, or what he ordained it to be from the beginning. So it goes on to say, Revelation 9:18, it says, "By these 3 was the third part of men." Who was the third part of men again? The Edomites. Namely, the Edomites here in the land of Babylon and Great America, and those Edomites in the state of Israel. You see, this is the judgment that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is going to pour upon them. And it's not a coincidence that we're starting to hear more and more talk of nuclear war popping off. Because what? That's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has ordained it to be from the beginning. These missiles are going to be used. Matter of fact, we'll get that next. It says, Revelation 9:18, "By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouth. So once again, the main component of this missile is going to be what's found in the tip of it, which are those warheads. Verse 9 says what? For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, which goes into the rocket propulsion system. Because now the fucking Russians have mastered and perfected every aspect of the ICBM, from the warhead all the way to the rocket propulsion system. They've designed this shit to hold up, and like I said, this is just what they've revealed to the public. This is just what we know they have. The Satan II. It says it's the most advanced ICBM on the planet. Once again, and that could just be what Russia is just showing the public. It can be some shit behind the scenes that they're gonna bring out when the time is right, and it's far beyond anything that they've told the world they have. So they perfected this shit, man. So it says what? The power is in their mouth with the warheads, and in their tails, which is what? The rocket propulsion system. It says what? For their tails were like unto serpents. And when you see these things streak across the sky, enter into the upper atmosphere, what does it leave behind them? It leaves a contrail. So John explained it as looking as what? Looking like a serpent. These missiles are written about here in the scriptures, and this was way before this technology was even existed on the earth. This is John giving us this vision of this on the Isle of Patmos during the time of the Roman Empire. They had nothing technological like this back in the day. He was seeing the future of now and how America is going to be ended. You see? So Revelation 9 and 19, it says, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, warheads, and with them they do hurt. Because what's coming, man? Nuclear fire is coming. You got to understand, the only ones who are going to be taken about this earth as this destruction begins is the elect of Israel, with 1/3 of that being saved from the land of America. Everybody else is going to be left here to be burned up. It's going to be very violent and harsh, man. This is how World War III is going to be fought, and it tells us this in Isaiah 9 and verse 5. It tells us what? For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All these different skirmishes, all this different tension, all this tension between the nations is all going to lead up to what? World War III popping off. And that war is going to mainly be fought with nuclear missiles, man. You see? So now we can go here to 2nd Ezra 16. We'll start right here at 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. And the bow is what? The missile silos. His arrows, which are the ICBMs, that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. You see this? Once the Most High looses these angels that we read about in Revelation 9, and these missiles are shot off, they're not going to miss his target. We went into this last night in Joel chapter 2. Every single coordinate that's been set in each one of these missiles has been preordained by the Most High. With the majority of the coordinates being set to what? To the land of America, to destroy this place. Being shot from the ends of the earth, from one end of the earth to the other. You see? And when you go into what the ends of the world is what? What's the furthest west you can go? America. So all these different nations that have this nuclear capability, they're going to fire their weapons upon this place. Even the allies of America, as it tells you in Revelation 17. And all this, what we see happening in the earth between the state of Israel and Iran, it's all going to lead up to World War III popping off, and America is going to be completely decimated. Or let's say like this, is going to be turned into a desolation, as it is written. Let's get it. Because at the end of the day, once again, this is Esau's judgment coming upon him, man. This is Revelation 49 and 13. It says, "For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Basra," which is talking about America, the chief dwelling place of the Edomite, "shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities shall become perpetual waste." Because of what? Because of this nuclear destruction that's coming upon this place. When we jump down here to verse 17, it says what? "Edom also shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah." And how did Sodom and Gomorrah go out? By way of the Most High raining fire and brimstone upon that place. America's about to suffer the same fate, but this time the fire and brimstone comes in the form of what? Nuclear warheads raining down upon this place. You see? So Jeremiah 49 and 18 reads what? "As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it." Because once this place is set ablaze, and over the course of time the fire dies down and the smoke rises, and then over the course of time the smoke the smoke disappears, no one will ever live in this land again. It's going to be barren and desolate forever. The only things that will inhabit this land are a desert creature and unclean birds. This is the fate of America. Let's get this real quick. Jeremiah 50. Let me see. Yup. Let me see. Because this is judgment against Babylon. Yup. Prophecy against Babylon. What does it say about Babylon? Now, this is not talking about ancient Babylon, because we know and understand ancient Babylon didn't go out as Sodom and Gomorrah went out. Let's read it real quick. This is Jeremiah 50 and 40. It says, "As the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell in it." You see that? Ancient Babylon didn't go out this way. This is a future prophecy pertaining to this modern day Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, which is headed by Esau, Edom. You see? Let's get also go. We can go back to Isaiah 34. And we'll start at 5 again. It says what? Isaiah 34 and 5. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven," which goes into the ICBMs. "Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea," which are the Edomites, the so-called white race here in the land of America, "and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh shall have a sacrifice in Basra," which is America, "and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea," which is also speaking of America. And the slaughter is going to be what? All you people who are left here in the land of America being destroyed with this nuclear fire, being set ablaze and burned alive. This is where it's all going. This is where it's all leading to. And you people are about to find out the hard way. It goes on to say, Isaiah 34 and 7, "And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. And the Most High explains to you why he's doing this. Isaiah 34:8, it says, "For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion." So all that has been done unto us by these Edomites, this is their repayment. Let's show you right here in the NLT. It tells us what? Isaiah 34:8 NLT. "For it is the day of Yahweh's revenge, the year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel." You see that? So all that you Edomites have done unto us is going to come back unto you with this harsh judgment. That's the first part of your punishment. You see, and for all of you Edomites and you heathen who are destroyed on this side, you're going to be reincarnated into the kingdom of heaven, and you're going to wake up, or let me say, you're going to be born into the kingdom of heaven as newborn babes, and we're going to put shackles and chains upon you. This is how it's about to play out. Now it goes on to tell us what? Isaiah 34:9, it says, "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch." How is that going to be made possible? By way of these warheads raining down upon this land, setting everything ablaze. You see? It says what? Verse 10, "It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever." You see? There's going to be a complete desolation with only desert creatures living in it. Let's get Isaiah 34. Because that's what, Isaiah 13, because that's what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has made these weapons for. You see, to fulfill his purpose, to fulfill his counsel in what? Bringing judgment upon America. And utterly destroying this place. Isaiah 13:17 says what? "Behold, I will stir up the Medes," which are the Russians. Going back to what was said in 2nd Ezra chapter 16 of the ICBM missiles being shot into the ends of the world. Russia is going to spearhead it. You see? So it says what? "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity upon the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." Exactly. Because at the end of the day, if you're not a part of the elect to be taken up into that chariot, you're going to be left here on the earth. And those of you who are left here on the soils of America, you're going to be burned up. Men, women, and children. You see? Verse 19 says what? "Babylon, the glory of kingdoms," which is America, headed by who? The Edomites. "The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." You see the pattern? How it keeps talking about this judgment that's coming, that he likens unto Sodom and Gomorrah. What is that talking about? That's talking about the destruction of America by way of these nuclear missiles that are going to be fired off in the height of World War III, which is heating up on the daily. It goes on to say, Isaiah 13:20, "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there." There's another scripture telling you there's nothing there, no human will ever live in this land again. You see? Everything is going to be erased from this place by way of that fire. Isaiah 13:21, it says, "But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. The wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged." And we see that time hastening greatly, man, with all the different things we see going on in the earth. So it is not too much longer from now, man. Even if it is a couple years from now, it's going to go by so quick. You see? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is speeding up the time for the elect's sake. This place doesn't have too much longer, man, and it won't go past the expiration date that the Most High has put upon it. But that's what all this weaponry being built up is about to be used for. To destroy America completely. To burn up and purify the entirety of the promised land that the Most High promised unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To make room for us to be returned back into it. The true people. You see? And we'll get one more. This is Malachi 4. And one that says, For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. You see? We can find all this talk about nuclear war. It goes back to what's written in the scriptures. This is how the end of the age would come about. And at the end of the age, who's in power? Esau, because this is Esau's judgment coming upon him. Him being destroyed by his own weaponry, especially here in the land of America. You see, fire and brimstone raining down upon this place. Malachi 4:1 it says, For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about to burn this place up with everything in it. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be a desert, plain, a wilderness, a desolation. It's going to be empty, man. You see? And once again, if you are not a part of the elect, you're going to be left here. Especially if you live in America, you're going to be left here to partake in that fire, that lake of fire, as a judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. And Lord willing, we be a part of that number to be delivered and called up into those chariots, man. Lord willing. But this is what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has made these missiles for. And when you read through the scriptures, this fire, this great fire, is talked about all throughout it. And it will be fulfilled as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai says it has proclaimed it. So, just wanted to go into that part too, because like I said last night, I got cut short, got interrupted. But, you know what I'm saying? That's the point, man. You see? All this talk about nuclear war being fought is what? It's prophetic. It's prophecy. You see, and we're about to witness the greatest destruction the world has ever seen happen here in the land of America. Thus saith the Bible, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Babal.